part of the meditation is gratitude. And when you're in a high state, feeling good, you're in your emotions. You start thinking about what you're grateful for, even the smallest things in life, like the compliment your classmate told you, or the homework help that your parents did, the help your parents or your teacher provided you when you didn't know an answer, or your friends, someone sitting with you on lunch when you're all alone, or maybe a coworker helping you close a shift or taking a shift, or maybe the meal you had for lunch or dinner. You start thinking about the small things because we have a habit as human beings to always complain, always look at the negative, because humans are built for survival mode. Hi, this is Shelomo Solson, the host of the Teenage Impact Podcast, and I'm here to inspire you as a teenager to overcome any struggle in life, whether it's anxiety, depression, struggles in school, your relationships at home, whatever they may be. I want to make sure that anything you're struggling with, I provide you with the strategies and techniques to overcome those struggles and really make an impact in our community. But before I go on with today's episode, if you're tuning in from Apple Podcast, please, 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 I'm asking for a favor, because if you're tuning in, you're going to enjoy whatever episode I provide you. Please rate and review the Teenage Impact, because once I get a certain amount of rates and reviews, Apple ranks my podcast higher so I can inspire more teens to overcome their struggle. If you have a friend or a classmate or a cousin, brother, sister who are in a funk, and that's ages 11 to 18 or 19, please share the Teenage Impact Podcast with them, because the Teenage Impact Podcast is the best podcast for any teenage kid to listen to overcome their struggle. Today's podcast episode is inspired by a seminar I attended 2 weeks ago in Miami with 13,000 people. I went to a Tony Robbins seminar. And for those who don't know who Tony Robbins is, I know maybe a lot of younger people don't. Tony Robbins is a self-help guru that's been in personal development business for almost 40 years. Actually, I think 40 years. He's 60 years old. He's helped celebrities. He's helped presidents. He's helped world figures from other countries. He's helped one of the brightest people in the world. And today's episode is going to be about my 3 takeaways from the seminar. Not only 3 takeaways that I felt like I took away from the seminar, but 3 things you can start implementing today to change your habits to make a more positive outcome in your life. But before I go into my 3 takeaways and the 3 things you can do to implement in your life, I want to actually go over the seminar. Tony Robbins, you either love him or you think it's complete nonsense. And for people who love him, they go to a seminar, they read his books, they do everything he says. And the people who hate him says it's a waste of $500, $600, $700. I'm in the middle. I'm not his biggest fan, hoorah, hoorah, hoorah. But I also think what he teaches is pretty much really valuable. It's probably one of the most valuable seminars I have ever gone to. I think it was life-changing because I started implementing the things that he told me to implement. I took it back home for the last 2 weeks, and I have seen a phenomenal difference in my productivity at work, how I interact with people, how I view things, my mindset, everything. When I went into it, I didn't really have expectations. I went into it say, okay, I would love to experience it. A lot of people talk about it. Let me just go and check it out. So I had pretty much zero expectations of the seminar. And when I went in, the first thing you do, people are pumped up, giving you high fives, saying, let's go, let's go. And it's really a hoorah, hoorah seminar where in the beginning, before even Tony Robbins enters, people start jumping up and down into music. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, this is pretty cool. And Tony Robbins comes in, he starts speaking. And pretty much the first day, he gets you in the high energy, high state for a reason. Because when you're trying to figure out what limiting beliefs you have, limiting beliefs mean what's going on in your head that's preventing you from moving forward in your life in a more positive manner, or what's holding you back in certain areas like your relationships or your family or your education. Limiting beliefs that, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that. Before he gets you digging into your personal problems, he wants to make sure you're in a high state, which is why half the seminar you're dancing, you're jumping up and down, giving people high fives, giving people massages. And we're having 12 to 15-hour days in the seminar for 4 days. It literally goes by so fast, like that. And literally feels like maybe a couple hours. We've been in it for 15 hours. Sometimes I'm not even eating, and usually I'm hangry when I don't have food. But that's the type of seminar it is. And so what Tony Robbins does, he gets you uncovering what your limiting beliefs are, what some of the problems you're facing, how you're feeling, why you came to the seminar, what outcome do you want from the seminar. You have people from 85 different countries coming to Miami, Florida, just for his seminar. People, I know the person next to me on the first day, her husband died less than a year before the seminar. There's people who are in the 50s who haven't been married and don't know why they're not getting married. There's people who have having problem with their kids. There's people who have problem with their parents. There's people who can't have a successful business. There's people who are on the verge of suicide coming to the seminar, and they want to find answers in how they can better their life. Now, it didn't work for everyone. I noticed that there were some people that were complaining about the seminar, but you really have to come with an open mind. If you come with an open mind, it can change your life and really make a difference. So I went into the seminar because, I'm still trying to overcome anxiety, and it's become a lot better since the past month and a half. I've been overcoming it, and I've seen a phenomenal difference in my life. And so I went in it from not only from an anxiety standpoint, but also maybe in a relationship standpoint. Because I am 28, I'm figuring out, I'm getting older. I want to get married. I want to start having kids. So I have some limiting beliefs around that. And then also me going full time in my business very soon and moving to a brand new city. I really wanted to find inspiration and how to get rid of every limiting belief I have to take my life to the next level, from my job, my career, to my relationships, to my finances, pretty much my anxiety, everything. And I did exactly that. I came out of the seminar like a brand new person. You can't just, the high stays with you for a little bit and it kind of wears away. And if you don't implement some of the things tells you to implement in your life, then you're going to go back to normal in square one. But I stuck with it, and I just see a difference in my life. So the first takeaway I got from the seminar is to be extremely grateful. I've always known that you need to be grateful in life, and people always talk about have a gratitude list. But Tony Robbins does an exercise with you where he does a meditation with you for 45 minutes. You think about, your happy state, your sad state, your frustrated state, your laughing state, all the different types of states. And he gets into this meditation with you where, a part of the meditation is gratitude. And when you're in a high state, feeling good, you're in your emotions, you start thinking about what you're grateful for, even the smallest things in life, like the compliment your classmate told you, or the homework help that your parents did, the help your parents or your teacher provided you when you didn't know an answer, or your friends, someone sitting with you on lunch when you're all alone, or maybe a coworker helping you close a shift or taking a shift, or maybe the meal you had for lunch or dinner. You start thinking about the small things because we have a habit as human beings to always complain, always look at the negative, because humans are built for survival mode. They're built for survival mode. So any small things that are off, we notice it right away. In today's day and age, we still need that survival instinct to a certain extent. If you have that survival instinct constantly, constantly going to have anxiety and depression, and you're always going to be in your head. And what Tony Robbins does is it helps you feel grateful. So he does certain exercises with you to really uncover the smallest things that make you grateful, the experiences that make you grateful, the challenges that make you grateful, the positive things that make you grateful. From then, every morning and every night, I feel grateful. I do an exercise where I close my eyes, I do a meditation, I put my hand over my heart to feel my heartbeat. Even our heartbeat is a gift. You know, our heart was given to us, it was provided to us. We didn't have to earn it. Anytime our heart is taken away from us, we don't have life. So that's a huge thing we should be grateful for. I started thinking about the small things I was grateful for. My parents, just small things about like my mom cooking for me when I come over. Another small thing is maybe something that my girlfriend does. Another small thing is maybe something that happened at work, or something a customer said, or maybe even a challenge I had in school when I was getting bullied for 15 years that led me to inspiring so many people today. We take so many things for granted that we forget about all the little things, all the struggles. So if you are going through a suicidal state right now, if you are depressed, if you are cutting yourself, if you are feeling anxious, if your parents are going through a divorce, it sucks. It really does suck. But you may not see it right now, but in the future, it's going to shape you for the person that you're going to become. Tony Robbins, his mom abused him. He was dirt poor. And he has a saying, if you're going to think all the good things that happen in your life, you also have to think the bad things that happen in your life. If it wasn't for the bad things that happened to Tony Robbins, he wouldn't be inspiring millions of people. You may not see it right now, at the moment, the struggle you are going through, but you will be. Like, for example, I'm so grateful for my anxiety that I'm going through. Why? Because I'm learning how to overcome it, which I've made like 80% progress in the past month and a half. I'm learning how to overcome it, and I can help more people because I have overcame it. Just be grateful. Second takeaway, your state, your mood affects everything. When you're in a bad mood and you're trying to do your work, you're trying to do your homework, you're trying to do a sports activity, you just don't feel like doing it. Why? Maybe because you're slouched over, your body posture. Maybe how your head could be down and you could be feeling down. Just a simple change as putting your head up could significantly change your mood. Your state, when you're saying you don't feel like doing anything, change those words to, I want to do it. Your state, meaning my parents suck. I hate them for making me do this. A state change could be, hey, they're making me do this for a reason. So I might not see it right now. I will thank them later. Just small things like that. Even jumping up and down and meditating for 10 minutes before going to school to start off your day, or doing an activity that you love for 10, 15 minutes before you go into concentration mode to do your homework. Those state changes can make all the difference. When anything important happens, whether it's a sporting event, a game, a big test, a school event, a family gathering, whatever it may be, you want to be in a good mood. And sometimes you're not in a good mood, and you're human for not being in a good mood. So it's okay to not be in a good mood. To change your state, you got to change your body posture. You got to change where your head is looking. You got to change your thoughts, and that takes time. The first step is actually catching yourself doing those negative habits and replacing it with a positive habit. Right now, for 10 minutes a day, I start off my day, even though when I don't even feel like getting out of bed, I do like a Tony Robbins priming exercise where I do 3 sets of 30 of breathing in and out with my arms going up and down. Then I think about 3 things I'm grateful for, 1 minute each. I don't just think about it, I feel it. And then I think about like a light beaming down on me and giving me energy and me spreading it throughout the world. And the third thing I do is I visualize 3 things that I want to do, whether it's in a day, a week, a year, 10 years. And then I open my eyes, I stretch, I put my favorite music on, I jump up and down for a little bit to get me pumped. And then I write down in my journal. And that simple 20 minutes in the beginning of the day, I feel much better throughout the day. But when I didn't do that, I didn't feel as productive as I should have. And the third takeaway is letting go of limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs can be, I'm not smart. My girlfriend or boyfriend doesn't love me. My parents don't love me. My parents don't care for me. I'm never going to have friends. I'm never going to get into a good college. I'm never going to have money. Those are limiting beliefs. Something happened to you early on in life, maybe 5, 6, 4 years old, 8 years old, early on in your life, an event, maybe something someone said, and it had such a negative effect on you that it went into your subconscious mind where you don't even think about it and you do it. I had a limiting belief where if I want to become successful, I can't make a relationship work. That was one of my limiting beliefs. And for the longest time, I believed that I cannot have a successful, relationship, get married with someone when I'm so busy trying to build a business. That was a limiting belief. So what he did was he made you think about all your limiting beliefs. Every time that limiting belief comes in, when you start thinking that limiting belief, you catch it. You catch that limiting belief every time you think about it. And you replace that limiting belief with an empowering belief. Now, my empowering belief is my relationship is just as important as my business. And the right one will come along for what I want in life. That's my empowering belief. So not that it still creeps upon me where I think about, hey, this relationship is not going to work out because I want to be successful. I'm going to spend so much time. But no, that's not true. Because if he or she is the right one for you, then you will go on this journey together. And if he or she is not the right one, then the right one is out there. Just how you're making your business a priority, you have to make a relationship a priority. So I now have that empowering belief. I'm trying to get rid of that old negative belief. Someone's negative belief could be, I'm not smart, because maybe someone told you, a teacher, another classmate, maybe your parents told you, why are you getting D's or F's? You're not smart. And one person could have told you that, and you probably believe it up until now. You catch yourself every time you tell yourself you're not smart, and you replace that limiting belief with an empowering belief, saying, I am smart. I just haven't figured out how to get better grades. So figure it out. That can be an empowering belief. And you say it so many times, and you don't just say it just to say it, you say it like you mean it. And say it with an authoritative voice, like you mean it. Like you actually believe that. And it's going to feel weird at times, but do it so many times, force it down your mind until it becomes in your subconscious mind, and now you no longer have that limiting belief. I guarantee you it will be beneficial. So number one is feel grateful, and actually not just list out what you're grateful for, but actually feel what you're grateful for. Number two is change your state. And how you change your state is your body posture, what you think, your morning and your night rituals, whatever that gets you high energy right away so you can go into concentration mode for whatever productive activity you want to do. And third thing is get rid of your limiting belief. I went to Tony Robbins thing. Now, you might not have $700. Of course, you're in high school and your parents might not allow you to go because there is a lot of cursing at that event. But what I want to stress to you, as soon as I graduated college, my brother-in-law, one of the most important things he told me was the best thing you can invest in is not a business. It's not a house. It's not stocks. It's not bonds. The best thing you can invest in is yourself. That means personal development. Start reading. Start going to seminars, start having a coach, mentors, start watching YouTube videos on how to do things. Actually spend money on these things. I have spent $30,000 on personal development. And person my age, that could have been a mortgage or down payment on a house. That could have been a nice brand new car. But no, I'm investing in myself because in the future, it's going to do 20, 40, 50 times what I'm paying for my personal development and my growth. So you may not have $700, but you may have $20 or $30. Go buy a couple books that can change your life. It's a mentality. Once you spend money on things that's going to help you grow, then that's when you start taking it seriously and you actually grow. So that is, I want to conclude with that. Invest in your personal development and you can grow and overcome any struggle that you're facing. Because any struggle that you have, someone in this world has experienced it. So why not read a book on it or do some research on how to overcome that certain struggle that you're facing and experiencing? Thank you for listening to this episode on the 3 habits that you can implement today to change your life. If you haven't done so, please click on the link in the description of this podcast to download my free 7 quick and easy ways to feel better about yourself. These are things that I have compiled from my own experiences, and these are things I have compiled based off the 25 people I have interviewed around the world. So go ahead, the link is in the description, and until next time, peace.